guys, this is WWE superstar and your women's SmackDown champion, Charlotte Flair, and you're listening to WellsMania Podcast. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 14 of WellsMania Podcast. I am your host, the Kyle Wells. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know it's been a while. It's actually been since the Royal Rumble. But you all know that we are several days away from WrestleMania, so you know that I've got some very special guests with me on this episode of WellsMania Podcast. We're about to run wild! And joining me right now in studio, we've got Kurt Gearlds Junior, Marc Dykton, and making his WellsMania debut, Brandon Jackson. What's going on, brothers?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Feels refreshing. It's been so long since I've been on the WellsMania podcast. It feels good.
It's been a long time since I've been on it, too. Matter of fact, this is my first time.
The debut.
Welcome.
Popping my
First podcast.
cherry, as I'd like to say.
Well, I'm very honored that you're popping your podcast cherry right here on episode 14 of WellsMania Podcast, which, by the way, you could follow me on Twitter at WellsMania, like me on Facebook at WellsMania, and yes, I do it for the gram on the Instagram at WellsMania. And of course, while you're here, right here on YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe and share this episode with anyone you know that might be ready for WrestleMania. Fellas, are you guys ready for WrestleMania?
I'm always excited for WrestleMania, and I think this year it's going to be great. Batista, I mean, all the comebacks of everybody. Batista, that's been in the work for years.
Hunter, kiss my ass.
The simplest promo you ever needed to sell a match.
Huh?
Give me what I want.
Do I have your attention now? Huh? Well,
with all the spit.
Before we dive into our WrestleMania predictions, yes, Friday night, there is NXT TakeOver New York at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Just real quick, I'm going to run through the card. You guys simply tell me who's going to win. And if you want to, keep it short and sweet, that would be great, so we can dive into the fully loaded, stacked WrestleMania 35 card. All right, so here we go. The tag team match here for the NXT tag team titles. The champions, Hanson and Rowe, the War Raiders. Well, they're taking on Aleister Black and Ricochet. Pretty safe to say here that the titles are going to stay on the champs since Aleister Black and Ricochet are about to win the tag team titles up on the main roster.
Yeah, 100%. This is what you would call a farewell to Ricochet and Aleister Black here at NXT TakeOver New York. So my pick is definitely locked in for the War Raiders, 100%.
Now, is that match for sure that they're going to have a tag title match on the main roster? Because I thought that wasn't confirmed yet.
Well, I'm speculating that they will. Yes, everything is subject to change, of course. We're recording this before certain matches have been announced. But this is definitely a reason why I think the War Raiders will retain the tag team titles, is because I'm guessing that Ricochet and Aleister Black defeat the Revival at WrestleMania. What about you, Brandon?
I think they will. There's a really good chance, but the thing is that Vince is having them on all three shows, so it's really hard to say what they're actually going to be doing.
Who do you think wins this match, though, between the War Raiders and Aleister Black and Ricochet?
I think it's going to be the War Raiders.
All right.
Same here.
Clean sweep. I like that. How about the United Kingdom title? It's on the line. The champion, Pete Dunne, versus Walter.
Walter's a big man.
He's a very big man.
I'm going to take the bruiserweight. I think he still retains.
This was hard because he's a big man.
He's a very big man.
If you ever get the time, look up Walter's chops. Look at the chops Walter's get.
Man.
It's insane.
Are they Ric Flair worthy?
Beyond.
Ric Flair times 10.
Wow.
10. I mean, you should see the chests of some of the people that just afterwards.
Woo!
It's something. But I think Pete Dunne holds on. I do. Somehow.
Somehow, some way, he avoids the chops. Brandon, what do you got?
I think Pete Dunne. They always build him up, keep him on top of the roster. I don't think they're going to stop that anytime soon.
And he's got the longest reign going on right now in the WWE for any titles, holding that United Kingdom Championship. You know what? I'm going to go with Pete Dunne, too. I think Pete Dunne's reign will continue. Somehow, some way, he will escape that very big man, Walter, whose name will probably be cut short to Walt if the trend continues.
It's too long.
Cutting people's names. Johnny Gargano takes on Adam Cole, baby. 2 out of 3 falls match here for the vacated NXT title. As we all know, Tommaso Ciampa had to vacate it due to injury. So what do you guys see happening here? 2 out of 3 falls.
I mean, I've been one of the biggest Adam Cole guys since he showed up, and Undisputed Era is probably one of my greatest. It's one of the greatest tag teams in WWE altogether. And as much as I feel like everybody is pushing for Gargano, I'm gonna go Adam Cole here,
baby.
I think this is gonna be a big push here for Undisputed Era. I think Adam Cole is gonna be on top, and he promised that the Undisputed Era was gonna hold all the gold. And I think eventually later this year, you're going to see the Undisputed Era also hold the tag titles. So Undisputed Era is going to run NXT.
Well, I also think that, especially with the Ciampa injury, because you saw both him and Gargano up on SmackDown and Raw together, and since the Ciampa injury, you haven't seen Gargano up there by himself. So I think the plan is to keep Gargano down in NXT for a while. So that's why I also have Adam Cole winning, because I think he's going to eventually get the NXT title, but he's better to chase, and I think that's going to keep going forward.
Yeah, simple and to the point. Adam Cole for me, too.
And I agree with you guys. I'm going with Adam Cole, baby, as well. The next match is a singles match for the NXT North American Championship. Velveteen Dream. The champion, he will defend the title against Matt Riddle. Who do you guys like winning this one?
Well, Matt Riddle is still undefeated, but Velveteen Dream got the title a little bit earlier. I'm going to take Matt Riddle. I'm going to say Velveteen Dream loses the title, and he might be a surprise on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Velveteen Dream.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. I think Velveteen Dream's coming up. It's been a long time. It's weird. How old is he? 22?
Call me up, Vince.
22, 23. Like
so young. It's so much potential. Matt Riddle's going to be the future of the business.
My intern is letting me know that Patrick Clark, who is Velveteen Dream, is 23 years old.
23 years old.
He was born in 1995.
Oh, God.
Same here.
Brandon is actually younger than Kurt.
Wait, I didn't think that was
possible. Is that accurate?
97. I was born in 97.
Okay. Kurt, you are still the youngest person that's ever been on the WellsMania podcast. I thought for a split second that Brandon might be younger than you.
Gotcha. But to pencil it in, I think Matt Riddle will take home the title and continue this undefeated streak that he's on.
I'm with them both. I think that Velveteen Dream is ready for the main roster, and I think that's what we're going to see. The Raw after WrestleMania, it's always a big show.
I want to see what Velveteen Dream wears on TakeOver. He's always got something interesting that he's wearing.
Velveteen Dream. I'm actually going to keep this going. I'm agreeing with you guys. I think, Matt, this is weird.
I think to all points, we've all been the same.
We have all agreed on every match so far because I love your guys' points. I think it's time for Velveteen Dream to go up to the main roster, which will happen either Monday night or Tuesday after WrestleMania. So, yes, Matt Riddle, your new NXT North American champion. The fatal four-way match here for the NXT women's title. The champion is Shayna Baszler. She'll take on Io Shirai.
Yes.
Thank you. Bianca Belair and Kairi Sane. Who out of these four will Baszler retain?
Baszler retains in my book. She's been dominating the women's division, and I think she's just going to keep it going. She's the best thing they got going in the women's division, and I think she's going to run roughshod over it some more, especially with the rest of the four horsewomen down there with her.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Baszler still. For the simple fact of this is that at WrestleMania, you have the SmackDown and Raw women's title on the line. And I think they're going to unify them. I think we're on the same page. That's going to happen. Which makes me feel like there's no point in bringing Shayna Baszler to the main roster yet because obviously she's so dominant in NXT. And now it's going to be so crowded right there for just that one title. You might as well just leave her where she is and let her keep doing what she's doing. So I'm going to go Shayna Baszler.
I think it's Kairi's time to shine. I think she's got a good fan base behind her. They've experimented with her a few times. I think they're ready to put her on the top for a while. I don't think she's ready for the main roster yet, so I could see her grabbing the gold and holding on to it for a while.
She's definitely got the prettiest elbow in all of professional wrestling. So.
That is a beautiful elbow.
I'm actually going to go against both Kurt and Mark. I'm not picking Baszler. I'm actually going to go against Brandon. I'm not picking Kairi Sane. I'm actually going to go with Io Shirai. I think Io Shirai is going to become the new women's champion. I really like her, and I think that she would thrive with the NXT women's title. And we're talking about call-ups.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Shayna Baszler might be getting called up here pretty soon.
I'm torn, and I think your pick was my pick for a while, but I touched up on it. So that's a solid pick, 100%.
Well, I appreciate that. All right, so we pretty much agreed for 4 out of the 5 matches, so it's going to come down to that NXT Women's Championship match to determine who exactly will walk away the winner of our NXT TakeOver New York predictions.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
That's right. WWE Hall of Fame class of 2019. The headliners, D-Generation X. And if you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for you. Suck it! You're listening to episode 14 of WellsMania Podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Joining me live in studio are Kurt Gearlds Junior, Marc Dykton, and making his WellsMania debut, Brandon Jackson, the brother of my lovely, beautiful girlfriend, Ashley. So, D-Generation X, brothers, all of them are going in. I'm talking about Shawn Michaels, Triple H, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, and the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna. I don't know about you guys, but Chyna going into the Hall of Fame is long overdue. When I heard about DX going in and Chyna being included, X-Pac also going in, I was so just like, it's about damn time. Chyna by far does not get the appreciation that she deserves. She's a pioneer in the wrestling business, the first ever woman to hold the Intercontinental title, the only woman to ever hold the Intercontinental title. She was the first ever woman in the Men's Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure that if she were still alive, she probably would have participated in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. So I'm really hyped up about DX going in to the WWE Hall of Fame. Mainly, I'm really hyped for Chyna finally getting her place in immortality in the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, I'm going to run through the rest of the class, and I want you guys just to weigh in on what you think about these wrestlers, your favorite memories about these wrestlers, if any. I know Kurt's like, who's Brutus the Barber Beefcake?
I got a memory. I think it's probably the same one.
Good. Oh, it's probably the same one we all have got. All right, so let's start off with DX, the headliners.
Oh, man.
Who wants to start off first? Brandon, you want to take this one?
DX has always been... Now, I started watching wrestling. You can say I'm a newbie with wrestling. I started watching wrestling in 2008. But DX has always been one of my favorite tag teams. I caught up on them as a kid. I looked back at the YouTube videos, watched their segments during the Attitude Era. This is something they deserve. I'm mainly talking about Triple H and Shawn Michaels here. I know all the other members. They've always been my favorite tag team, and I'm just glad to see them in this Hall of Fame class this year.
Now, Shawn Michaels is going to become a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer with this induction. And you touched on something, Brandon, that I want to say real quick. I grew up watching DX as it was unfolding. Mm-hmm. I got in trouble in middle school all the time for going around telling my fellow classmates to suck it as I crotch chopped them. I had no idea what that even meant. I had no idea.
I had a kid in my school who did it to a substitute teacher. He got hauled out of the class so fast, and that was back with South Park just taking off too.
Right.
South Park t-shirts and DX chops, and everybody's running wild in high school.
Yeah, Mark, you and I are about the same age, so we got to experience DX live and getting in trouble in middle school. Also, real quick, Kai and Tai, Choppy Your Pee-Pee with Val Venus. I went around yelling that around the halls of
Val Venus in general
Pleasant.
got me in trouble. He'd be on TV, and my parents were like, "What the hell are you watching?" I'm like, "It's wrestling." Like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I'm pretty sure."
Hello, ladies. All right, Kurt Gearlds.
A fond memory. I mean, obviously, I remember DX coming back together.
Yes.
But looking back, as Brandon hit on, is watching stuff back. The DX press conference, the speech they had on the podium, is one of the greatest things I ever watched, and that will stick in my head for as long as I don't know. It's amazing. It's funny, and that I know for a fact if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are now with the WWE.
Well, in my opinion, they are the Attitude Era. Like, more so than Stone Cold Steve Austin, more so than The Rock and all that stuff was. They epitomized it because they were kind of the whole change where you were seeing all this edgier content and stuff, and they were the forefathers of the Attitude Era in my mind. So, well-deserved, and I also hope China eventually gets in just on her own merits as well, which would be well-deserved too, but very excited and much deserved to go in.
Here are a couple tag teams going in. 10-time WCW World Tag Team Champions Harlem Heat, Booker T, and Stevie Ray. Booker T also becoming a two-time, and I'm pretty sure he's going to say that when he gets up there on the stage. I'm a two-time Hall of Famer. Can you dig it, sucker? What do you guys think about Harlem Heat?
Another well-deserved induction. Really good tag team. Obviously, they had their success in WCW. Booker T had his individual success in WWE, but another well-deserved tag team that's going in.
I agree.
Yeah, I ain't got much to say. I know I watched a little bit of their stuff when their backstage segments.
You talking about the infamous?
That's one of them. But they were also
Hulk Hogan.
good.
We're coming for you. We don't say that word on this podcast.
We don't do that. But I'm talking about their other ones too. They were very, very good on the mic and well deserved. And from what I understand is Stevie Ray was also a good commentator. I heard somebody talking about that. So he's also, they both deserve it.
Right, and another tag team that is long overdue going in, and unfortunately one of these members won't be there to accept it. I'm talking about two-time WWF Tag Team Champions, the Hart Foundation. Another two-time Hall of Famer going in, Bret the Hitman Hart, and the late, great Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who we just lost not too long ago. What's the word? Help me out here.
Posthumous.
Thank you. Deaths, China, and now Jim Neidhart. Hart Foundation?
Yeah, another well-deserved one. I'm kind of surprised. It's just, not surprised, but it is just the two of them, not including the extended Hart family, or Hart Foundation, which was British Bulldog and Owen Hart.
I was confused about that when I saw it.
Yeah,
because I
I'm
thought there was
assuming
more.
it's something to do with Owen Hart's widow and stuff.
She will not, as long as she is alive, she will not allow the WWE to induct Owen because of his death, and which is very unfortunate because Owen definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So hopefully one day she can come to good terms. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but if it does, both of those guys, Bulldog and Owen, and also Brian Pillman, because they were a part of the Hart Foundation 2.0.
Yeah, and but yeah, Jim and Bret definitely, again, well-deserved. Bret, of course, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart definitely deserves recognition as well because that was a fun tag team. I was young back then, but I still remember them tearing it up and everything. So, yeah, well-deserved.
The real question is, Brandon, do you remember the Hart Foundation?
The Hart Foundation, no, but I heard about them growing up, and I remember Bret coming back after the Montreal Screwjob. Learning all about that. I wasn't watching when that actually happened, but, man, when we saw Bret come back about 2009 to confront Vince on all of that, that was exciting. But I did want to also touch up, my fiance watches Total Divas.
Yes.
And so we got to see Natalie interact with her dad. That makes it all the more realistic when you see her get emotional in the ring, especially when they were inducted and you see her break into tears. I got a soft heart for stuff like that. And not only am I excited for the Hart Foundation. I'm excited for Natty because I know this is something that she's wanted, and it's going to be a great honor for her to see her dad up there in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, and if I had to take a guess, I would say that she'll probably induct the Hart Foundation into the Hall of Fame. By the way, we don't really know who will be inducting. We're only speculating here, but that information has not been revealed as of right now. Now, to wrap this up real quick, I'm going to fire off the last three. By the way, congratulations to Sue Atchison. She's going in as the Dana Warrior Ultimate Warrior Legacy Award. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Sue Atchison, congratulations. She's a longtime WWE executive. She's spearheaded many of WWE's charitable programs, including its partnership with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I just wanted to give her props, Sue Atchison going in. The last three here are the Honky Tonk Man, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
False.
That's his, he moniked himself that. Tori Wilson, a key figure in WCW's invasion of WWE and also a pivotal member of WWE's women's division.
She gets hotter as the years go on.
She's very well into fitness. Follow her on Instagram. She's definitely still in shape to get back in the ring, as we saw in the Women's Royal Rumble. And of course, this was not an April Fool's joke. One-time WWF Tag Team Champion Brutus the Barber Beefcake will be going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. $10 says Hulk Hogan had a hand in getting him in there.
You think, brother?
Oh, yeah.
I only remember him because of his window that got busted because of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, his window is more famous than he is.
That's honest. That's the honest truth.
It's kind of sad that the barbershop window probably deserves more of a Hall of Fame induction than the actual Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
There should be an inanimate
Coco
object.
Beware's in the WWE Hall of Fame, so
it's true. It's true.
Inanimate object wing in the Hall of Fame.
All right. So, by the way, Honky Tonk Man, I'm really glad that he's going in. I had a chance to meet Honky a few years ago, and him and I just talked for about 10 minutes. And, man, I told him, I said, I can't wait for the day that you go into the Hall of Fame because I know that speech is going to be very entertaining. As we all know, Honky would like to shoot on a lot of former wrestlers from back in the day, so I'm really looking forward to his Hall of Fame speech. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's now time to break down WrestleMania 35.
I got my mind made up and I can't let go. I'm killing every second till it saves my soul. I'll be running.
This, the official theme song for WrestleMania 35. Love Runs Out by One Republic. WrestleMania 35 live Sunday night at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. One day, maybe WrestleMania will return here, right here in Indianapolis, Indiana. But in the meantime, enjoy New Jersey. Live it up. WrestleMania brought to you by Snickers. Snickers. I don't know their tagline.
You're not you when you're hungry.
There it
Yes.
is. Thank you. Joining me right here on episode 14 of WellsMania Podcast. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter at WellsMania. Like me on Facebook at WellsMania. I do it on Instagram at WellsMania. And, of course, on YouTube, subscribe to the WellsMania channel. What the hell are you waiting for? Kurt Gearlds Junior, Marc Dykton, and Brandon Jackson making his WellsMania debut. Fellas, are you ready for WrestleMania?
Oh, I'm ready. I am ready.
yes, finally it's here. But the build has been a little lackluster, but I'm still excited.
I'm ready for it 100%.
Now, Kurt and Brandon, you both will be very thrilled that Alexa Bliss is the host of WrestleMania 35. What do you guys think about Alexa Bliss being the host of this year's WrestleMania?
Well deserved. I mean,
Yeah, she deserves it. I mean, the thing is, this is really funny. The fact that she, as a heel, talks so good on herself, but everybody in the crowd agrees with her.
she's the best person for it. I mean, she ain't got a match. She's good on the mic, and she's attractive as all hell. I mean, why not?
She's got it all.
Why not let her be the host?
And, of course, the musical performance is Elias, WWE superstar. Walk with Elias. He's the musical performance. Who's going to interrupt Elias? Because he's not going to be the musical performance here.
Flow Rider.
Somebody. Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
I'm sure Lacey Evans is going to saunter out, but I hope she doesn't walk all the way to the end of the aisle. That'll take a half hour. But Yeah, she's definitely going to probably interrupt, and then it'll be some surprise, whether it's Cena again like last year or maybe a returning Bray Wyatt or somebody. He's not.
You know who it's going to be? Mr. Worldwide Pitbull.
Pitbull. Since they're in New Jersey, I'm going with Bruce Springsteen, the boss.
Oh, boy.
No, I'm just playing. Vince can't afford Bruce Springsteen. He can, but Bruce probably wouldn't do it. Anyways, let's dive in to a fully loaded, stacked card, and this is in no particular order, so I'm just going with the first match that I see right in front of me, and it's the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. And we don't know who all is going to be participating in this Battle Royal, but these are the women that we do know that will be in it so far. Dana Brooke, Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Calm Yourself Kurt, Sarah Logan, Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Calm Yourself Marc Dykton on Carmella, Lana, Mandy Rose, Calm Yourself TKW, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, Nikki Cross. So those are the women that are participants that have been announced. Do you guys see any of those women winning this Battle Royal, or is there a woman who has not been revealed yet winning it?
Of course there is. And it's Alexa Bliss.
Oh, you think the host of WrestleMania is going to win?
She's inserting herself somewhere.
Okay.
She's not just going to be the host. You know it.
I'd like that.
That was the most creepy response ever.
I bet you would
But
there, Kurt.
I think it's gonna be Asuka because I feel for her, honestly.
Well, now, do we know, is there a stipulation like whoever the winner is gets a title shot, or is it just you win a Battle Royal? I still think it's Asuka. I think they're going to give her a win, and then maybe that'll be her little
They'll be like,
in to get a title shot eventually. But
yeah,
hopefully they don't do what they did to Naomi last year. The winner of the Battle Royal gets buried.
yeah,
No
that
kidding.
would be not good.
So I'm going to go with Mandy. I think Mandy Rose is going to eliminate Sonya Deville to win the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. That's just because I want her to win, because she's my favorite that's participating in the match. The next match we have is the Cruiserweight title. It's on the line. Yeah, buddy. Murphy, the Cruiserweight champion, takes on Tony Nese. Who do you guys like winning this one?
I'm not up on my 205 Live. I know Buddy Murphy's had it for a long time, but I'm going to keep it on him because I think there's going to be quite a few title changes, and I think that's one that doesn't necessarily need to happen. So I got Buddy Murphy retaining.
I agree with that. Me and Kyle were there when Tony Nese took on Cedric Alexander. Matter of fact, we were ringside.
Yes,
seats.
we were.
We
Thanks
didn't buy
to your
those
lovely
seats.
fiance.
Yeah, we just moved down. It took Tony Nese, a good 30 minutes to put Cedric Alexander away? I mean, if it takes him that long to put him away, he's not gonna hold up with Buddy Murphy.
I agree. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Cedric, but Buddy Murphy's been awesome. It's weird because you may have listened and heard this before from a couple of things. Mark, we probably watch the same stuff on YouTube and stuff. But Buddy Murphy is he's a heel. But,
He's a heel!
But when he's on pay-per-views and stuff like that, everybody cheers him because he's that good.
Yeah, he's incredible.
So I'm going to go with Buddy Murphy for the fact that he's just phenomenal right now.
He's our competition as well, He's with Alexa Bliss.
You know what? I'm actually going to go with Tony Nese. I think Tony Nese is going to shock everybody. And plus, I just wanted to be different from you guys. All right, so the next match is for the United States Championship. The champion is Samoa Joe, friend of the WellsMania podcast, and he'll be defending the U.S. title on the line against Booyaka 619, Rey Mysterio. Who do you guys like winning this one?
Well, as of this recording, they have just canceled a Rey Mysterio match on SmackDown because he injured his ankle against Baron Corbin. The match for WrestleMania is still on, but I have Samoa Joe retaining because I think he's going to try to cripple Rey Mysterio. Plus, he just got the title, I think, a few weeks ago. So
yeah, I'm going Samoa Joe as well. But I mean, Ray's got his kid there.
Dominic is huge. He's like 6'4".
Huge.
I read somewhere, has Dominic wrestled before?
He's going to. He's trying to be.
Yeah, I read somewhere that they think he's going to debut. If not at WrestleMania, that's going to be his start.
Dominic versus Nicholas, WrestleMania 36.
That'd be amazing.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Samoa Joe. I don't see he's fantastic. And Kyle, we met the guy here in the studio.
It's true.
And,
he was a guest on the WellsMania Podcast, episode 8. Go back and listen to it. What are you waiting for? And
honestly, one of the coolest guys I think I've ever. I mean, it was a short conversation, but he's really chill, really laid back. So.
Joe Cool, exactly. So I'm going to go Samoa Joe. What about you, Brandon? Who do you got winning this one?
I think I got a Samoa Joe on this one. Only reason, I'm not a Samoa Joe fan. I don't think I ever will be. I don't know. Me and my fiance feel the same way about this guy. Maybe this means he's doing it the right way, but his promos are just... they're creepy, and not in a good way. I mean, you gotta be.
Wendy!
It's just uncomfortable to watch, and I guess that's what he's going for. And if that's the case, good for you. But I just don't like the guy. But I think he's keeping it because they've been building him up for a while. This is gonna be his run. Rey Mysterio's only here for God knows how long.
Well, and it's funny you bring that up because I have a perfect scenario here. I'm actually going to go against all three of you again. I've got Rey Mysterio winning the U.S. title only to drop it to Andrade, possibly Tuesday night on SmackDown.
No, Dominic's going to turn on him because Andrade's his real dad.
Well, I'm going
ladder match for
I'm going with the feel-good moment here. Rey Mysterio winning the title in front of his son at WrestleMania. Pretty cool moment for Rey. If this is, in fact, one of his last WrestleManias, I think going out on top, becoming the United States champion, that's the way that I'm booking this one, and that's the way that I see it happening. Rey Mysterio, your new U.S. champ. All right, the next match is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. We do know some participants, and I'm going to read all of those right now. Braun Strowman, Michael Che, Colin Jost from Saturday Night Live. Yes, both of those guys will be in this. Apollo Crews, who looked very good this past Monday Night Raw. Titus O'Neil, Tyler Breeze, Jinder Mahal, No Way Jose, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, Kalisto, Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, Rhino, Victor, Connor, Andrade, Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Matt Hardy, Brandon's favorite, Jeff Hardy, Otis Tucker, and EC3. So far, those are all the participants that have been announced for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Who will be winning that trophy?
Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy. If he's in the freaking match, he's winning it.
Brandon's going Jeff Hardy.
I'm so sad that the Hardy Boys and Braun Strowman are stuck in this thing, but sadly, I think it's going to come down to Braun Strowman and the two guys from SNL. So I'm going to assume Braun Strowman wins because I'm assuming they're just going to jump out of the ring because they're scared of him or something, because that's all. I mean, everybody else aside from the Hardy Boys basically are jobbers. Have you seen them on TV? Really? Not really. So I think it'll be, if it's not Jeff Hardy or Braun Strowman, I mean, I don't know who else is winning this, but I got Braun Strowman winning.
It's basically Braun Strowman. It's got to be.
So Brandon's got Jeff Hardy. Mark's got Braun Strowman. Kurt, who do you have winning this one?
Kevin Owens. I'm going to go Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens will win the Andre the Giant.
That is true. He doesn't have a match yet. Which is interesting.
I just feel like, why not? He deserves it. He's back. Why not? Or maybe who I really, really want to win? Tyler Breeze. Because he deserves it. Because he just deserves it, man. But Kevin Owens, or maybe a returning Sami Zayn.
Ooh, okay.
Or hell, even Bray Wyatt. Who knows? But pencil it in. Write it down, Kyle, in there. Kevin Owens.
KO. You want to talk about returns? I've got The Undertaker winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
I'm turning my mic off.
I'm just kidding.
You've got John Cena winning it.
No. I'm saving. I've got a theory about Cena. I'm going to save it. Actually, we're coming up on that pretty soon. But no. How funny would that be, though, if The Undertaker, who doesn't have a match right now, participates in the Andre the Giant
That's not even
Memorial Battle Royal.
It's not even worth his
To win.
time.
I mean, the dude's done everything else at WrestleMania. He's
true.
never won the Battle Royal.
If the Undertaker's on the pre-show of WrestleMania,
I won't watch this show.
A new era for sure.
No, I'm actually going to go with the safe pick, Braun Strowman. I actually was going to go Apollo Crews until what happened this past Monday night. I don't like when that happens heading into a pay-per-view. So I'm going to go with Braun Strowman. I think that both Michael Che and Colin Jost, I like Mark at the very end there. I think those three are going to be the last three. And then I think eventually Michael Che and Colin Jost are going to eliminate themselves because they're scared, and Braun Strowman is the last man standing. The next match is the Intercontinental Championship match. Bobby Lashley, the champion, will take on the Demon, Finn Balor. That's right, Finn Balor will be the Demon. And I already see the steam fuming off of Marc Dykton's head because I saw your tweet last night saying, why the hell was the Demon not there against Brock Lesnar, so you're going to bring it out against Bobby Lashley?
Well,
Mark, take it away.
As far as consistency, that makes no sense that he brings out the Demon for the big matches and then he faced Brock Lesnar for the Universal title and he was regular old Finn Balor and stuff. So just interesting when they decide to choose to use the Demon, but I think that pretty much guarantees that Finn Balor's taken the Intercontinental title from Bobby Lashley.
All right.
Maybe it's a swerve.
Swerve.
Maybe Bobby Lashley does get the win. Don't pencil that in because I'm taking the Demon Finn Balor. But I'm not looking forward to this match at all because I've seen it every Monday for the past 15 months. But I'll go Finn Balor just because he's gonna have makeup on.
Demon Finn for me too. I mean, I call it this way. Anytime you see Demon Finn Balor show up, it's a cheat code to win. And basically when he's putting on all that makeup, he's winning. He's winning it.
I agree with you guys. There would be no reason why the Demon would take this L against Bobby Lashley unless The Undertaker came back and...
You're gonna say
how many times is the Undertaker showing up on your WrestleMania card?
Hey, I'm covering all my tracks here.
You're just going to hear the gong every match at the end.
No.
I think we know who's interrupting Elias, the Undertaker.
Right. Oh, my God. That would be awesome.
That would be good.
So I'm going to go with you guys on this one. I agree. I think Finn Balor, the Demon, will leave the new Intercontinental Champion. The next match is Kurt Angle's farewell match. He will take on Baron Corbin. I tweeted this at WellsMania on Twitter that I have a awesome angle to the Angle match at WrestleMania. Thank you, Kurt. But for this match, I'll save it for the end. Go ahead, whoever wants to start.
I'll start this one. If you think that this is official, you must be new to wrestling. The fact that they are showing the fact that the fans aren't a fan of this, that the fans don't want Baron Corbin in this match, it's not going to happen. They wouldn't address the fact that people were so upset about it because for years people didn't like Roman Reigns. They didn't address that. So it's all work. The only question is who's going to come out and actually face Kurt Angle, and I'm going to go with the popular opinion here and say John Cena.
Yeah, I think the match between Baron Corbin and Angle will happen, but I think it might be a short match. And because I don't like Kurt Angle going out against Baron Corbin. That could easily be a fast lane match or something like that. So if it's his last match ever, I think he can make short work of Baron Corbin, similar to how he did on the end of Monday night. Just put him in the ankle lock and make Corbin tap, and Angle could be sitting there like, hey, this is my last match. I'm still ready to go. And then, I think maybe... hopefully, we've heard rumors that Cena supposedly is signed on to do something. So I'm hoping that we hear his music hit. And Kurt Angle versus John Cena, that is poetic ending to a career as I can ever think of. Kind of writes itself. And if that's the case, I still think Kurt Angle gets the win over Baron Corbin or John Cena.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Not much more to add to it. I think like you said, there's no way the fans are so against Baron Corbin right now, which is good for Baron Corbin. He's the bad guy, but you can't let Kurt Angle.
Do you really want Kurt Angle's last match to get like
Baron Corbin.
Be a bathroom break? I don't think you do, and I think that's what happens with Baron Corbin. His main event last night on Raw was you could hear a pin drop in that arena when he was wrestling.
Well, there's the words you just used. That was the main event of Raw before
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go Kurt Angle wins against Baron Corbin. Kurt Angle wins against John Cena as well.
You're onto something. I think that the Baron Corbin match will happen, but it's going to be clean sweep real quick.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, you guys are nailing it on the head here. My angle to the Kurt Angle match is that he is going to squash Baron Corbin. It is going to be a squash match, and Baron Corbin's going to, get help being taken away from the ring. Kurt's still going to be in the ring. Kurt's going to grab the mic, cut a promo saying that this is his last frickin' match. I won a gold medal with a broken frickin' neck. This is a Kurt Angle open challenge kind of. Who wants to come out and face Kurt Angle? Well, this guy's going to come out.
Ruthless aggression.
That's right. John Cena is going to come out. I agree with you guys. You kind of already spoiled my angle. But it's going to be ruthless aggression, John Cena. That's right. John Cena is going to dress up like he did back in 2002 as ruthless aggression John Cena. That's why he's been growing his hair out, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first, right here on the WellsMania Podcast. Ruthless aggression John Cena will take on Kurt Angle. And who do I have winning that match? Ruthless aggression John Cena, because it's poetic justice since Kurt Angle beat John Cena in John's debut match. It's only fitting that Cena is the one to get the win here, thus coming full circle. Kurt Angle loses. Now, they will celebrate together after this match is over. They will both be in good spirits, but I've got Kurt Angle beating Baron Corbin, and then I've got John Cena beating Kurt Angle, sending him away for his farewell match.
I'm going to backtrack on that, and because as you were explaining that, I started thinking, when it's a retirement match, they normally lose, right? So I'm going to backtrack. I agree. Just copy what you just said. Put it for mine, because
so you're going Kurt and Cena,
because Cena's going to be the one to retire him in a sense. You know, Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair, The Undertaker. Well, I'm going to put quotes around that, but you know what I mean. So the retirement match, you normally lose. You send you off, you hug, you cry, and all that good stuff. So I agree 100% with you.
So you love my angle on Kurt Angle.
It's a good angle. I don't think he'll be dressed up like that, but
well, that's just me. That's just me dreaming out loud here. I'm a sucker for nostalgia, and that would be nostalgia right there. All right, the next match is a fatal four-way. The WWE Women's Tag Team titles are on the line. The champions, Bayley and Sasha Banks, they will take on Beth Phoenix and Natalya, the Iconics, and Nia Jackson, Tamina. Who do you guys see winning this match?
All right, hear me out. The Undertaker comes out. No. I think, again, usually in these multi-man and women matches, the title holder doesn't lose. So I'm going to stick with Sasha and Bayley, even though I would like to see the Iconics. I think they could really do something with the titles. They have that annoying thing going on, but I think with them, if they won the titles, it would be even more obnoxious. But Sasha and Bayley retain, in my view.
So the thing that I've heard, and you've probably heard as well, is there's this potential that, Sasha and Bayley hold on, and then, maybe later in the night, it was originally if they kept the SmackDown title and the Raw title separate, but they're not now. So my original pick was going to be Sasha and Bayley. Not anymore. Because they wanted all four horsemen, women to hold a title and hold it up, and there you go. That's the end picture of WrestleMania. But that's not happening now since we're unifying the titles. And so now my pick is going to be Iconic. The Iconics are going to win this. I really feel like they are. I feel like the big push is going on. And as we speak, Alexa Bliss is on SmackDown Live.
All right, we'll be right back then.
So,
Kurt, Brandon, contain yourselves.
Okay. All right. Well, then what I think is Bayley and Sasha are retaining it. I am a huge, I don't know what you say. I'm not a fan, I guess you can say, of Sasha. I like Bayley. I think her gimmick is stale. Like what really is her gimmick? Sasha is just everything that I don't like in a wrestler. But I think they're retaining it only because I believe the four horsewomen thing is being set up And I've read a lot about it. Usually, and when Dave Meltzer gets in on it and says this is what's happening, a lot of the times it's true. I'm a Dave Meltzer reader, I will say. But I believe Sasha and Bayley are retaining it. And if they don't, I would say next runner-up would be Natalya and Beth Phoenix. I marked out when Beth Phoenix returned. I was a huge fan of her.
Beth Phoenix has never lost it. I mean, she still can go toe-to-toe. You're talking about somebody who had kids, Edge's kids, and then she went away. She came back. She still looks as good as she did when she was originally wrestling in her first run. By the way, I have always set out a challenge to Beth Phoenix. I would love to arm wrestle Beth Phoenix. This has been a long going joke that the WWE Human Encyclopedia Jared Giles and I came up with back at like WrestleMania 27. I said, if I'm going to meet Beth Phoenix one day, I'm going to challenge her to an arm wrestling contest, and I still want to challenge her to an arm wrestling contest. You'd have to have a female persona like Santina. Right. No, I'd take her on as me. Or I'd get
Kylie Wells.
I'd get my buddy Megamondo involved. So yeah, I like what you guys are saying here. I think that the Iconics could win this match. I think they could sneak in and get the win. Definitely would see that happening. But I am also going to go with Sasha and Bayley to retain, just because. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, as we're talking, the match has just been added to WrestleMania.
Oh!
The SmackDown Tag Team titles will be a fatal four-way match between the Usos, Aleister Black and Ricochet, The Bar, and Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev.
Well, there we go.
Where's the Hardy Brothers? Hardy Boys.
I'm a little confused on that one as well, or the New Day for that matter.
They were building it up, too. Remember when the Usos came down the steps talking about the Hardy Boys? Mm-hmm. What's going on with them? They just signed up. They did a contract extension, one more year. And if they're pushing them back for a whole nother year, I'm going to be livid.
Nope, it is official. They've just flashed it up there. It's a fatal four-way for the SmackDown Tag titles.
All right. Well, do we want to dive into that one since it's fresh right now?
Did we get your pick?
Yes, I went with Sasha Banks and Bayley to retain the women's tag team titles. All right. So, yes, this next match is breaking news right here on the WellsMania podcast. You can follow WellsMania on Twitter at WellsMania. Thank you very much. Don't worry, fellas. I'll make sure everybody can follow your stuff at the end of the show. You know how we roll. The SmackDown Tag Team titles are on the line. Marc Dykton, would you like to pitch this one again?
Okay, so this just happened on SmackDown as we were talking about the women's match, and it's going to be the Usos against Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, The Bar, and Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Who do you like winning that one?
I am going to say that despite losing on Friday night to the War Raiders in NXT, Aleister Black and Ricochet will win the SmackDown Tag titles at WrestleMania.
All right. Let me write that down. Kurt Gearlds Junior, who do you got?
Well, I didn't have much time to prepare for this one.
Well, it's breaking news, pal.
I think the Usos hold on here. Did they have a tag match last year on the main card? The Usos. Does anybody recall?
You're asking me to go back a full year, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
wasn't it against New Day? Maybe I
don't recall honestly off the top of my head, but I think they deserve that big moment. The Usos, in my opinion, are the best tag team in the WWE. I honestly believe that, and I think they hold on. Even though I would love to agree with Mark. I love Ricochet, but I'm going to stick with the Usos on this one.
Well, you're lucky that I've got a Google machine in front of me here. The Bludgeon Brothers defeated the Usos and the New Day last year.
No wonder I forgot.
Right. The Bludgeon Brothers. Harper, Rowan, Brandon Jackson. I'm sorry, the Hardy Boys are not in this match, so...
Oh, they are.
Who do you got winning this one?
5 minutes till the match is over. Usos get on the top rope, getting ready to do the frog splash. Oh my God, what is this? Hardy Boys come out, cashing in their money in the bank that they don't have.
Tag team briefcase?
Their tag team briefcase? No, the Usos are going to retain. I don't see any of those tag teams winning it from the Usos. This sounds like a spur of the moment. Vince wanted to get them on the card. Yeah, Usos are going to retain if the Hardy Boys aren't on the card.
I'm going to split it right down the middle. I'm going to agree with Marc Dykton. I kind of teased this earlier with our NXT predictions. I had Aleister Black and Ricochet winning the Raw Tag Team titles,
So, yeah.
But now I have them winning the SmackDown tag team titles. So
I feel bad for the Revival now.
yeah. Well, I'm sure
Oh, man.
I'm sure they'll probably get a match announced here in a little bit too.
On SmackDown?
I don't know. You know what? Here's my prediction. This is a bold prediction.
Okay.
The Revival will put the tag team titles on the line against Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder will win the tag team titles and snap Kurt Hawkins' losing streak at WrestleMania. You heard it
beautiful.
here. Thank you, Brandon.
think I would
First,
love that.
right here at WellsMania Podcast.
Woo, woo, woo.
You
know it.
All right, the next match we have is AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. This has a potential to steal the show.
That's going to be a legendary match. It could possibly be one of the best matches of the night. I really like them together. They have a great chemistry when they're in the ring. They challenge each other. Honestly, I'm going to go with Randy Orton on this one. I see him winning this.
I'm actually pretty excited for this match, a lot more than I thought I was going to initially be, but they've really sold this feud well. I like how Randy Orton's talking to AJ Styles about how he's an indie guy, and Randy Orton was selling out WrestleManias and all this stuff while AJ was working in other places and stuff. I really like what they're doing. I'm going to take Randy Orton, though, to beat AJ Styles, kind of selfishly because he's on my fantasy WWE team.
This is true, which, by the way, I'm currently in the lead looking for my 9th championship title. Thank you very much. Kurt, who do you got winning?
This is a hard one. They're both fantastic.
That's what she said.
Yeah, well. You threw my train
You got to
of
have
thought
that
there.
on the ready.
Oh, but
Scott.
it is hard. I've been going back and forth on this one because I like both guys. I think
That's what she
they're both
said.
Fantastic. That's what Alexa Bliss saw when she saw us.
All right, I'm done with the Michael Scott.
No,
I'm done.
Rachel,
all right.
Rachel, that didn't happen.
Oh crap, I'm single.
Way to go, Kurt.
So yeah, I've been going back and forth here, but I think it's going to come down to the fact that SmackDown is the house that AJ Styles built. I
The
think
champ that runs the camp.
I think AJ Styles is still the man. As we saw, he put on Instagram and Twitter or whatever that he re-signed a contract. And I think they're not going to... AJ Styles is still going to stay hot. He's still the guy. It's going to be a great match. Neither of them is going to look bad in this at all. But it's going to be close. I think AJ gets it at the very end.
Like I said, I think this has potential to steal the show at WrestleMania 35. I love all of your guys' points, and I'm going to split it right down the middle. Sorry, Ashley. My girlfriend loves Randy Orton. I saw that firsthand when she made her debut at SmackDown Live. She was drooling all over seeing Randy Orton out there. Maybe I got a little jealous. Maybe I didn't.
Introduced them.
I would take Randy Orton on in a match in a heartbeat if I had the opportunity to do that. So I'm actually going to go with AJ Styles. He needs another WrestleMania win here. I am going with AJ Styles to defeat Randy Orton in what I think has potential to be the match of the night. The next match is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Honestly, I could have swore we might have seen a title involved with this. I'm actually surprised there isn't a title involved with this because both guys definitely should be. One of them should be holding the title right now. It should not be Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar is. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Who do you guys like winning this one between Reigns and McIntyre?
I'm going to go against, I'm sure, the grain here, and I'm going to say that if they really want to book this well, and this is me really putting faith in WWE, they should have Drew McIntyre beat Roman Reigns. If they want to push him as a monster heel that's really going to go for the title soon, I think you put the Reigns personal stuff aside and you have Drew McIntyre defeat Roman Reigns and basically destroy the bar because he's done that over the past month and a half. So I'd like to see Drew McIntyre win.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go Drew McIntyre as well because... Yes, all the Roman stuff aside, amazing that he overcame all that he went through.
He beat leukemia, baby.
Hey, it's an amazing story, but the story needs to continue. That Drew McIntyre is one of the best in the business right now, and I think he will be battling for the Universal title throughout the summer and all the even to next WrestleMania. So I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre here. It's gonna kickstart things for him. Big win at WrestleMania over Roman Reigns, the big dog, and the momentum is gonna be on his side going forward.
I'm going to be the third one for Drew McIntyre. I think he's due for a push. He's been due for a push since 2009. At one point, he was called the Chosen One.
Yes, he was. Remember
and he still is. I could have sworn he wasn't nearly that big when he was the Intercontinental Champion.
He's a big dude. He's only gotten more jacked, too, since he's returned.
I showed my wife the transformation of what he looked like in his first run with WWE and now, and she's like, he doesn't even look like the same person.
Yeah, now he's the Chosen One. He's winning, definitely. I think that Vince is trying to be careful with their build on Roman this time, since he's kind of got a fresh start. Yeah, he fought leukemia, and like I was saying earlier before we started the show, as a human being, you want to be happy for somebody who beats something that can take you out like that. But it's only short-lived. He's back in the game already. We're going to start hating him again just because of his unnecessary pushes. So Drew McIntyre is going to get this, I think, though. I think Vince is going to be very careful pushing Roman from here on out.
I love Roman Reigns.
How did I know?
We know.
Before you get going, I just want to say Peyton Royce looks fantastic on SmackDown. Carry on, Kyle.
Not Billy Kay, though.
Roman Reigns is going to beat Drew McIntyre here, and the only way that I see him losing is if Dean Ambrose gets involved and costs Roman Reigns this match. That's the only way I could see Roman Reigns losing, to agree with you guys with Drew McIntyre. Gotcha. But I don't see Dean Ambrose getting involved, costing Roman Reigns this match. Therefore, I'm going with Roman Reigns to beat Drew McIntyre.
So you bring up Dean Ambrose before we get to the next match. Do we really believe he's leaving?
No.
It's a work, brother. It's a rib.
It's a work.
I think he's leaving.
I think
Once again, they mentioned it. The commentary mentions it. They don't mention that stuff.
I feel like
he
is leaving, though. I don't know. I don't know.
I think he's leaving.
I think he is leaving, but I wouldn't be shocked if he isn't, because they have been talking it up the entire time. Even at the last pay-per-view, they were talking up the entire.
Michael Cole almost on command every week talking about these.
He's leaving.
It's
points.
boss time.
Oh my God! I read a comment on a YouTube video. They're like, they might as well put that in her entrance music so he doesn't have to say it every week.
He's the only one that does say it.
It's boss time.
It's boss time.
Michael Cole, who also has a WrestleMania win. What a tragedy.
Over the King.
This next match also is a potential show stealer. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. And before we dive in, WellsMania successfully predicted the Shane McMahon heel turn when everybody thought The Miz would be the one to turn on Shane. I tweeted hours before that it's going to be Shane that turns on The Miz, and that's exactly what happened. I like Shane McMahon to defeat The Miz in this Falls Count Anywhere match, basically by doing something ridiculous that will actually be in his favor for once.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon will beat The Miz at WrestleMania 35.
You say everybody thought that Shane McMahon or that Miz was going to turn on Shane McMahon.
Well, when
I'm
say
not
everybody, yeah,
not everybody.
I use that term loosely.
I knew. I saw it coming from a long run. The only thing that I thought was going to happen that isn't happening as so far is this match is not for the greatest in the world trophy.
The trophy.
I thought they were going to use that because that's what this whole thing is about.
There's still time on Tuesday night.
There is. So there's always time for that to be put up on the stakes. But I have Miz winning this match.
I love The Miz as a face right now. He's doing great.
Awesome!
And, speaking of The Miz, as we're watching SmackDown Live, he is making his way to the ring now. This is a tough one because I agree, Kyle. I think Shane's going to do something crazy. He always does. I wish he would go away.
Falls Count Anywhere.
I wish he would go away. I hope this is his last WrestleMania match, but I know it won't be.
He's a McMahon brother. He's not going away anytime soon.
I'm going to go with The Miz, though. The Miz deserves it. He really does.
I'm going to say The Miz as well because I think Shane McMahon, he sweats just standing still. So him having to walk down the aisle all the way to the ring, he's going to be gassed. And he will probably do a crazy stunt. It is Falls Count Anywhere. He might jump off the stage or something.
You know that WrestleMania ramp is long.
But I think maybe even Mrs. Baked Potato Faced Father, as the Miz, Shane McMahon likes to call him.
How dare you say that about George?
George, that's his name.
I think George might actually show some emotion and actually come to his son's aid at some point. But I think the Miz is going to retain because it makes. I mean, this whole Shane McMahon run has made no sense anyway. But I think it makes It makes the most sense to have The Miz come out on top, but we'll see.
This is me fantasy booking here, but you want to get dads involved?
Oh, no.
I think Vince is going to come out and take out George.
Oh, no.
And Shade.
No,
and
he
Shade's
can't.
going to beat The Miz. But,
Did you see what happened when Kevin Owens punched Vince once?
Oh, yeah.
The
Vince.
dude's on blood thinners or something.
Vince sold that headbutt like a boss that he
Yeah,
is.
he headbutted him.
I
Made me
mean,
laugh because he introduced Kevin Owens back in the whole Kofi
Kevin
Daniel Bryan
Owens!
like he didn't just headbutt you last year.
yeah.
But it's
yeah.
fine.
Well, he probably doesn't remember that happening.
Because the headbutt was so hard.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one here that's taking Shane O'Mac. The next match is a no-holds-barred Triple H versus Batista. The stipulation on the line: if Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition.
Does anybody believe
Does
that's
anybody
actually going
believe
to
that's
happen?
going to happen? Exactly.
No.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Mark, what do you guys see happening in this one?
I mean, I think Batista coming back is cool, but I mean, you can see his Hollywood career is blowing up with Guardians of the Galaxy and all the other stuff he's got going on. And I mean, he always said he was going to do one more match, and he's getting up there in age too. And Triple H, he's going to be running NXT and WWE eventually. There's no way he's retiring. So I think Triple H is going to finally get that win over Batista. The Batista claim Triple H never got at whatever that was.
You've
Raw, whatever.
never beat me.
Yep, so Batista's going to be gone. That'll be the last time we see him, and Triple H is going to keep his career going, and Triple H wins.
This is tough. It's tough because I love Batista.
Is it tough? Do you think Triple H is going to lose his career?
If he does, it doesn't matter.
If they didn't
It's
add
not
that stipulation, I would pick Batista.
Right.
Because they added that stipulation, there's no way I think Triple H is losing.
I think it's actually going to be a better match than people think, honestly. I think, how long has it been since Batista's been in action in the ring?
4 years?
WrestleMania 30, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the last?
Yeah.
Or they
So
did
5
the
years.
Evolution reunion after that.
Yeah, well, actual,
Yeah.
wrestling. I'm going to go Batista because I think everybody is looking at Triple H. I think Batista will win, and I think Triple H will go away. He won't be in the ring.
Right.
But the dude's going to be running NXT. He will run the WWE. He's going to make the decisions, and he can say, you know what, screw that.
Wrestling retirements are,
Right.
about as legit as actual pro
Shawn
wrestling.
Michaels,
So,
I mean.
yeah, Mick
for
Foley
example,
and
Mick
all that.
Foley.
So Triple H could easily retire and still
Right, so-
wrestle in 2 years or something.
I'm going to go I'm going to go Batista.
I'm going with Triple H here on this one. I think it was a 50-50 split down the middle up until the point where they added that stipulation. Almost look at it as a spoiler.
Spoiler!
And it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler, as Paul Heyman would say. Triple H is taking, in my opinion, the role of Undertaker when it comes to WrestleMania. He's going to have that match every year. He won't necessarily have a streak. Oh my God. What is that? The lights just went off, guys. Is anybody here? Guys?
So how many times is The Undertaker showing up on your mind?
By God! It's The Undertaker!
I have been patiently waiting to play this since I went on that Undertaker roll, and then when Brandon said The Undertaker, perfect timing. God. Sorry,
but-
as you were.
Triple H is going to take the Undertaker spot when it comes to WrestleMania and having that one match a year that's pretty big. I think that Triple H has everything to gain from this in that sense. Batista really has nothing to take from this at all. He's got a Hollywood career and a respectful one at that. He plays a really good Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. I remember reading in an interview a few years ago that Batista said if he ever does one more match, it has to be with Triple H. So when he asks, give me what I want, he literally got what he wants.
Yeah, and I mean, even if Batista wins it, I don't think there's any long-term, anybody thinks he's sticking around much past WrestleMania. Maybe he'll be on the Raw after WrestleMania, but I don't think after that is going to be anything long-term.
He won't even be here as long as Goldberg was.
No.
I'm going to leave Kurt, the odd man, out here. I'm going to agree with Brandon and Mark. I've got Hunter Hearst Helmsley defeating Batista to win this match and to keep his in-ring career very
See,
much
I
alive.
thought you were going with Undertaker actually showing up in this match.
No. I've got another theory on The Undertaker.
Right.
I'll save that for
The
later.
Undertaker's showing up every time except for this match. And,
Right. He's just going to be there to
Imagine
interfere
how annoying that
in
Watch
the
him
women's
show
tag
up.
title match.
Watch him show up, too. The one match that I didn't say he'd be in is the match he's going to show up in.
Watch him pull a Lacey Evans.
Oh,
he
Lord.
walks all the way out to the ring and then goes back.
Is
And
that Lacey Evans?
takes-
My God, it's The Undertaker. Sauntering out, and there he goes. He's gone.
The next match is for the Universal title. The champ, Brock Lesnar, takes on Burn It Down, Seth Rollins. What do you guys see happening in this one?
I am over the Brock Lesnar Universal title run. I've been over it for quite a while. I think it's run its course. Even when you're starting to bore me with Paul Heyman promos, when it's the same thing over and over again, I think I speak for the majority of people that are just sick of the title run with Lesnar. The Universal title means nothing with him having it. He doesn't do anything to promote it on TV shows or anything. I'd like to see Seth Rollins win it. And I'm just going to do it a little aside. I think Brock Lesnar should take over the Undertaker role. He already has a limited schedule as is. I think he doesn't need a title. His name sells himself. Have him show up on WrestleMania or SummerSlam once or twice a year. Come on a random Raw or SmackDown, F5 somebody. Boom. You have your feud. He doesn't need a title. He's a special attraction.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.
Rant over.
Yeah, so I
Well
explained
said, well
this.
said.
I have two picks that we'll get to here in a minute that are feel good, and it makes me feel uneasy because the WWE they don't really give you that many feel good moments. And I'm a huge Seth Rollins guy. I think he is the best in the WWE, and I want to see him win. And I'm gonna pick Seth Rollins. I am gonna pick it. You can pencil that one in, Kyle. But as weird as it sounds, I wouldn't be shocked if they keep the damn thing on Brock Lesnar again. Just because they did it last year when everybody expected him to put it on Roman. So wouldn't be shocked if it's Brock, but I'm going to go with Seth.
Brandon Jackson.
I think it's Seth. Brock has had his time, and I think it's time for him to go to UFC. He's got, from what I hear, a big match coming up there. Seth, is it just me, or does anybody else see when Seth comes out to the ring on Raw? Now, he probably isn't, but Brock looks legitimately scared. The past 2 weeks, when Seth comes out with such intensity. He's got to be one of the most charismatic guys on the roster. And when he comes out to the ring, Brock's at least selling the fact that he is terrified.
Yeah, I think he's selling it and stuff, especially after the Monday night attack. But
Well, also, Rollins has put away Sting, and he also was the one that put Finn Balor on the shelf. So maybe Brock is legit concerned that Rollins might actually injure him in this
and
match.
dislocate his hip or something.
And technicalities aside, Seth Rollins may have not pinned Brock Lesnar, but he did beat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns once before already.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is going to slay the beast.
I can't wait.
I
gonna slay
agree
the
with
beast.
you guys. I'm going to make this a clean sweep. I think it's time that we take the Universal title off of Brock Lesnar and we put it on somebody who will actually show up Monday nights on Raw.
Imagine the feuds you can get with Seth Rollins.
Oh,
at that
absolutely.
time.
I just want the
Finn
title to
Balor.
actually mean something because I don't feel anything for the Universal Championship at all.
And another thing, too, is this is where I could possibly see Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns both getting involved.
I can see Roman helping Seth
win
as well.
And then they have I know they said the Shield's over, but it
They've
ain't
been
over
saying
till
that.
it's over.
That moment on the biggest stage,
Right.
You get the fit. Yeah, I can see that.
So that's what I got. You talked about feel good moments. That's my feel good moment here. Finally, the title's off. Brock and the Shield
oh, that'll be a feel good moment for
are
everybody.
all right there in the ring with the title now on the new champ, Seth Rollins.
This Shield is always going to be a way for the fans to pop for Roman Reigns.
Absolutely.
And Vince is always going to use that to his advantage.
And no better stage to set it on than WrestleMania. By the way, you are listening to episode 14 of WellsMania Podcast. I told you, WrestleMania is a long show, so this episode of WellsMania is also a long show. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. The hell you waiting for? Do it.
That was you clicking it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That was artificial sound effects there. Organic,
Oh, yeah.
so to say. Authentic. Speaking of organic, the next match is Daniel Bryan, the new. Thank you. What a segue.
Wow, that was.
The new.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. But I'll be here all night. Try the veal. The new Daniel Bryan, the WWE champion, will defend the title against Kofi Mania. Kofi Kingston. Is it time for Kofi Kingston to finally become the new WWE champion? What is going to happen in this one?
I'm going to cry if Kofi Kingston doesn't win this. You know, I actually was invested heavily at Elimination Chamber. Like, I legitimately thought Kofi Kingston was going to win that at Elimination Chamber. And then, you know, I think they've done a good job with this.
God.
The Undertaker's going to interfere in this match?
No, sorry. I hit the wrong button. I didn't realize it was still up.
I do think
it's all going to be cut.
It's all going to be cut. I do think someone's going to interfere in this match, though.
Rowan. And then the New Day comes out.
No.
Oh.
Bray Wyatt?
Yes. So Kofi's going to win. Pencil that in. Kofi Kingston will win. And then they're going to celebrate. Obviously, the New Day will come out. They're going to celebrate. And then the lights will obviously go out. And then Bray Wyatt will return alongside Daniel Bryan, because they were together for a short little stint. Rowan will be there. I mean, Harper won't be there, but maybe he'll come eventually. But I think you get the Wyatt family 2.0 or whatever you want to call it. I think they get back together. Kofi will win, but it's going to set up a little bit of a long-term feud in a sense. But Kofi deserves this, and it's going to be a feel-good moment.
That's a good point.
Brandon Jackson.
That would finally make sense why Eric Rowan is even here right now.
Right.
With Daniel Bryan. He came out like it was natural, and Daniel Bryan took him under his wing, and I don't know why. It's just the weirdest tag team I've ever seen. But if Bray Wyatt comes back, now I do got an insider scoop for you guys.
Oh.
Insider scoop.
Back in November, I went to a house show for a Raw house show, and Bray Wyatt appeared and fought against, from what I remember, it was either Bobby Lashley or Baron Corbin. I don't remember which one. But he was there as a face. He fought as a face, and you can tell he's been training for a long time to come back. So it's just a matter of when and what they're going to do with him. But I agree with you. I'll take your word on that one.
I'm going to go with Kofi Mania running wild. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a long-term reign for Kofi.
Yeah, when I said long-term, I meant, because, You
mean not long-term?
Yeah, I said long-term, but I didn't think about it, all the way. I agree. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be one of those things where, in my opinion, I think Rowan gets involved, and then Xavier and Big E show up, and Kofi will get his WrestleMania moment. He'll get 11 years of hard work paid off, and it'll be a feel-good moment. I don't know how long it'll last past WrestleMania, but Kofi Kingston will beat Daniel Bryan.
I have got Kofi Kingston defeating Daniel Bryan. Now, I did tweet that I have a sick and twisted theory on what I see happening.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I remember this.
So, Kofi Kingston is going to beat Daniel Bryan clean. And then the New Day members will come out and celebrate with Kofi. And they'll have him on the shoulders, and it's a feel-good moment. Everybody's celebrating. And then all of a sudden, Big E and Xavier Woods turn on Kofi Kingston, thus ending the New Day, because everybody's going to assume that the three of those guys are going to celebrate and it's going to end happily ever after. But now's the time to break up the New Day. You reach the peak of this is the peak of the New Day. It doesn't get any higher than one of those guys winning the WWE title. And now jealousy is going to run wild with Xavier and Big E. So I see the feel-good moment happening momentarily until Xavier and Big E turn on Kofi, ending Kofi Mania.
That would be a WrestleMania moment for sure.
Big time. So we all four agree that Kofi does win the title. However, I don't see it ending very well for Kofi. That's just that's how I would book it. And by the way, interesting note here, Kofi Kingston will become the first African-American to hold the WWE Championship. Now, I know a lot of you out there are like, well, what about The Rock?
Nope.
Well, The Rock is Samoan.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi Kingston is African-American. No African-American has ever held the WWE title. So this is truly a historical moment. Long, long, long overdue.
Yep.
So
I heard The Rock is actually a demigod.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard he's actually a demigod.
Breaking news right here on WellsMania Podcast.
Well, have you seen the guy?
I mean, what can you say except you're welcome?
Thank you. Thank you for that. Now that takes us to the main event. That's right. The first ever women's match. Main eventing WrestleMania. About damn time. The Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey versus the SmackDown Women's Champion, friend of the WellsMania Podcast. You heard her at the very beginning of this episode. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Winner take all match. That's right. Whoever wins this match will leave WrestleMania not only the Raw Women's Champion, but the SmackDown Women's Champion. Fellas, this is the match that I'm looking forward to the most. I am so ready. Who do you guys have winning this one?
It finally is the man's turn to come around.
When the man
Becky
comes
Lynch
around.
overcomes all the obstacles, all the months with the crutch, all this other BS, and she finally wins, gets her WrestleMania moment. It all pays off for Becky Lynch on Sunday.
Yeah, not much more to add to it. This is the other feel-good moment.
Gonna be feel good.
You got to have the good payoff here. I know the booking got a little weird for a little bit there, but I think you need the big payoff here, and you got to put it on Becky. Put them both on Becky. I don't know what the plan is after. If you unify them or you have her defend them on both shows, because she is the man. She can do that if she wants to. But I'm going to go Becky Lynch 100% on that one.
And I'll be the third one to say Becky Lynch. I think Ronda has taken a break after WrestleMania. She's been talking about wanting to start a family. I still do think they're going to do the 4 horsewomen of WWE versus 4 horsewomen of UFC. Not sure when they can do that. Probably Survivor Series or something like that. I don't see Charlotte winning this. I think she's gotten a lot of stuff handed to her. And I don't say that as a bad thing. I think she's one of the most talented women on the roster.
She's
today.
an 8-time women's champion.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like her because they think she's handed stuff. She, in my opinion, deserves it. But she's gotten a lot, and I think Becky has proved more than anybody lately that you can rise from the ashes. You can come from nothing and become one of the top stars if you're motivated to do so. She's done all the right things. Overcame somebody in creative on SmackDown who didn't like her accent. She's cut some of the best promos of the last couple of years. She's winning this thing. She is winning this thing. The man, baby.
I'm going to make this a clean sweep. What a great way to end this episode of WellsMania. I agree with all 4 of you. Becky Lynch, the moment we've all been waiting for, will culminate at the Showcase of Immortals, the grandest stage of them all, the Super Bowl of professional wrestling. Becky Lynch will become the Raw Women's Champion and the SmackDown Women's Champion in this winner-takes-all first ever main event, women's main event at WrestleMania. Marc Dykton, what do you got?
This is just for wrestling fans because I found out about this a little bit ago, and since we're doing a podcast, I thought I'd pay it forward and promote this. I don't know how many of you get Viceland TV, but starting Wednesday, April 10th, they're doing a 6-part documentary wrestling series.
Yes, I heard about this.
And the first one is going to be about Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth.
Ooh, yeah.
The following week, April 17th, is the Montreal Screwjob.
Brett
Hey, there we go.
screwed Brett.
April 24th, Bruiser Brody. May 1st, the Von Erichs. May 8th, Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous
And
George!
May 15th, the Fabulous Moolah. So those all start on Viceland April 10th, and they're every Wednesday for the next 6 weeks after that. So just a little fun thing for everybody to tune in on.
And
Didn't
Becky
the
Lynch-
Fabulous Moolah do something sketchy?
Yes, lots of things.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty
sketchy
good.
things.
Well-
Becky Lynch just showed up in a police car on SmackDown Live as we speak.
She didn't give birth to a hand like Mae Young, and it
No.
doesn't get any sketchier than that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of WellsMania Podcast. But before we wrap up the big show, let's go around the room here. You guys got anything that you want to plug, promote? Your
Come
Twitter,
the plugs.
plug. Your YouTube channel, Brennan. I know you got that.
Let me get it on.
Yeah, Brandon Jackson. You go ahead, get that camera rolling. He's vlogging right now. You can't see me. I'm John Cena over here. Brandon, what would you like to plug?
Yeah, on the vlog, it's going to look a little weird since you're in a different room. It doesn't sound like Kyle's talking, but he is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to my vlog right now. Vlog, I'm talking to the podcast right now. Ladies and gentlemen, on the podcast, if you subscribe to BrandonMan24, sound it out. It's spelled exactly how it sounds. Subscribe to me. I do vlogs. I do podcasts now. Wow, would you
Great
look at that?
following, by the way.
I'm 1,300 and something. I keep count. But yeah, I do vlogs. They used to be adventurous vlogs, and they're now family vlogs. And if that's not your thing, we also do something called Triple Threat.
Triple Threat?
Triple Threat. Yeah, Kyle's on that. That's kind of my podcast, if you will, but it's on video.
And don't forget your sister, my lovely girlfriend, Ashley Louise.
Ashley is on it as well.
She's the star of the show.
The star. She is the star of the show with her funny faces and stuff. So yeah, BrandonMan24. Subscribe there. Be part of what I call the Brandon Man Nation.
Nice.
That's it.
What about your Twitter?
My Twitter I only use when I'm looking to get attention, I guess you could say.
Isn't that the purpose of Twitter?
I will tweet. I will tweet about Walking Dead on my Twitter. My Twitter is BrandonMan24, capital Y, capital T as in YouTube. So follow
There
that.
it is. Thank you, Brandon, for making your debut on the WellsMania podcast. You will be back.
I will.
You did a great job. Kurt Gearlds Junior.
First things first, go follow and subscribe to this man. Get him to 2,000 subs. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter, KGearlds23, Gearlds. And if you want, I don't use it much anymore since I'm no longer a full-time radio personality, if that's the word I'm going to use. It's not really personality, but it counts.
You'll be back.
I'll be back. When you're that good, you come back. KGearlds Radio. I'm there. Whenever I'm in working here at MS Communications or anywhere else in the future, who knows, you'll see me tweeting on that. So give me a follow, and I'll maybe follow you back.
Yep, I'm on Twitter, just at Marc Dykton, MarcDykton. I talk wrestling, I talk sports, I talk a whole bunch of stuff. So give me a follow, and it's pretty interesting. And then, like I said, I don't have anything to do with it, but the Viceland Wrestling documentary series starts Wednesday, April 10th.
Well, now you do, because I'm making you the official spokesperson for Viceland. Hit
Free
there.
plugs.
You're welcome, Viceland. And, of course, you can follow me on Twitter, at WellsMania. Like me on Facebook, at WellsMania. Instagram, at WellsMania. YouTube, subscribe. I don't have nearly as many followers as Brandon does. I've got 65.
Well, I've been doing it since 2008.
True.
Matter of fact, I started because I wanted to make backyard wrestling videos with my
very
friends.
nice.
That's why I started my YouTube.
Well, we're going to get you in the Smash Mouth ring here pretty soon. Smash Mouth WWT Arena. Wrestle with This. But, by the way, you can also follow Wrestle with This on Instagram, Wrestle with This. Like us on Facebook, Wrestle with This. Follow us on Twitter, Smash Mouth WWT. And, of course, subscribe to Wrestle with This on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 14 of WellsMania Podcast.
Not again.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to Kurt Gearlds Jr. Thank you to Marc Dykton. Thank you to Brandon Jackson for making his WellsMania debut. The person that will be interrupting Elias is going to be
There we go.
The Undertaker.
I was wondering when that was.
The Undertaker will be at WrestleMania. He's going to interfere Elias's concert. He will defeat Elias in an impromptu match, kind of like what him and Cena did last year at WrestleMania 34.
And Elias will rest in peace.
Rest in peace, just like the WellsMania Podcast.
Oh, that's dark.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 14. Thank you to my brothers for joining me on this episode. By the way, if you're still listening to this very moment and you tweet at WellsMania, you will get a City Barbecue gift card for $25. But this is exactly how I will know that you were listening to the show. Who will be interrupting Elias at WrestleMania 35? Tweet at WellsMania. Kurt Gearlds Jr., you cannot tweet at it. Marc Dykton, you cannot tweet at it. Brandon, you cannot tweet at it because you all know the answer. And if the music in the background doesn't give it away, the answer is The Undertaker.
I thought it was Bob Backlund.
That's it.
I thought it was Bruce Springsteen.
I'm putting you in a chicken wing.
Bruce Pritchard.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. Follow me on Twitter at WellsMania and enjoy WrestleMania.